Hi, my name is Jon Schneider. I'm the owner of hdrental.com. We're a small rental company located in the Los Angeles area, and we rent all types of camera support equipment, but mainly Vinten pedestals and all of the support gear that goes with them, such as heads, dollies, track, and everything else that would go with supporting your camera or underneath your camera. Today, in this video, this quick short video, I want to show you how to receive one of our Vinten Quattro pedestals. Now, the Vinten Quattro, as you can see in some of my other videos, or if you've used it before, is a pretty big beast, and it weighs 300 pounds, and I have one in this crate here. So if you were to rent from us, you would receive your pedestal in this crate. So I want to show you how to remove the pedestal from the crate without hurting yourself, and also without hurting the pedestal. And just so you know, this is a Uline crate. It's 48 by 45, 34 high. Top comes off, and believe it or not, all of the walls can come off in this case, and I'm going to show you right now how that works. So let's get to it. Okay, so two quick things before we start taking the crate apart and getting the ped out is one, in this situation, which might be the case for you, is we are shipping a ped with a Vinten Vector 750 head on top of it, which sort of explains why we have these wood pieces going across. The reason is obviously because the top was hitting here, so I wanted to lift it up a little bit, but that doesn't affect any way that the case works. So what we normally do in this situation is when you get it, you can unload it with the head on, but it adds another 65 pounds. But in this case, I am going to actually lift the pedestal in the case like this. It'll have enough air where you can lift this off. And then what you would do is unbolt the head. The head will be bolted on, obviously, so it doesn't go flying away. In this case, the head is not bolted on, so before we take it out, I'm just going to take the head off, and that'll make it easier to remove the pedestal. I'll put that right there, and then I'll just bring this back down and lock it. And now I'll begin to show you how we can, some of the ways that we can get the pedestal out, again, without hurting ourselves. So let's do it. So in order to get the first door open, I'm going to need to bring this door forward. But you'll notice that the ped is jammed up all the way against that wall. So this wall, it's going to be harder to tip it forward as I unloosen it. You'll see how I do it. So what we want to do is we want to move the ped this way so we have a little leeway to get that door open. And the easiest way to do that is we're going to unlock it. It's currently locked. In other words, the wheels are all the way up. So it's dead against the floor. So I'm just going to do this a little bit. And then as that loosens up, now you can see that I can move this over, and then I'll lock it again, and then I have a little more way to do that. And if I need to, I can always grab this. It is heavy, but I can grab that manually. And now I should have enough leeway there to bring this door forward. And then as I bring it forward, I'm going to pull the keys out here, and the other one's already out. And once both keys are out, I can just bring this door forward and move it out like this. And we can do that with all the doors. So let's do the back door as well. Okay, let's take our back wall off now. But again, we've got the ped too close to the back wall. So again, we're going to loosen it up by loosening counterclockwise, and it should go forward. And now I don't know if it's going to open up, but I'm going to try, and I'll show you a trick for doing that, because I think we're a little close here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist the unit around so I have more room to take it out. By going like this, just moving, and you actually do this with the wheels too, but I'm going to do it this way, and then I'll bring the other side around like this. There. Now I should have a lot more room to bring this down, and I can take my keys out. I don't know if you can see the keys. We'll get a close-up of those. Keys are out. And when I take this off, these doors may sort of want to come down a little bit, but we'll just make sure they don't slam the ped. It's coming down a little. I'll put this over here. now I can just take the other walls off with the same principle, although that one's a little jammed up over there. But here's my key right there. Bringing those out and out. And now I got this wall off. And in order to get that wall off, I'm gonna have to come this way a little bit. I'll bring this around over here like that. Bring this wall down without smashing the ped. Bust out my keys. And I just, for now, leave them on the ground. Hopefully we don't lose them. And now, so in this situation, all the walls are gone. So there's numerous ways we can pull the ped out. Maybe get 4 guys and lift it off again. It weighs 300 pounds. It is possible to use a forklift, but you could really hurt the wheels. I'm going to show you another way to get it out where you only need to take one wall off, and I'm going to show you that right now, involving a ramp, but you definitely need 2 people to do it. So let's try that, but there's numerous ways to do that. But getting all these walls off makes it a little easier to deal with this 300-pound beast. So let's pull it off with 2 guys in a ramp and see how that looks. Okay, so now you see we have a ramp, and this ramp looks big, but it's made out of plywood. It works, and it will actually come with the crate when it comes to you. So this is usually a 2-man job, but I'm going to do it by myself. So first thing I want to do is get the front end pointed directly to that. So I'm going to have to do a little manipulation here. Also, the other thing I want to do is I want to get these wheels as high as possible. In other words, the wheels are going all the way down and the skirt's coming all the way up. That gives us a little bit more leverage when we're taking it off. And so now we're, then the next thing we want to do, and you can see this in some of my other videos, is you want to put this into steering mode. Right now we are into brake and lift mode. So I'm going to switch that dial over, and now we are going to get into steering. So now I can steer it. And what I'm going to do is get my front beak so it's going down first, and I can just lift that and bring it down. And I want to make sure that my wheels are pointing down, or pointing forward, if you will. I'm going to tweak that a little bit more. There we go. So now I just want to get it over that lip. I'm going to lift it up, get it over the lip, and let it come down. And again, highly recommend at your location that you have 2 guys doing this. So I'll just lift. There's handles on the peds here, so I can come in, lift this. And if you're lifting one side, it's not as heavy, but the whole thing, again, is, as you've already heard, 300 pounds. I'm going to bring it forward, and it'll tip down. And then here's where you want to be careful. As it tips down, it may want to run on us. So I'm going to gently bring it over, and then watch your steering wheel. Get a little sticking there. And then I'll probably come from the back and then just hold it so it doesn't fly away on me. There we go. And you can see it almost left me. And then because the wheels are only so high, it kind of stuck at the bottom, and there you go. And again, having 2 people, much safer to catch that. And we're out of the, finally, we are out of our crate and ready to start your shoot. So the next thing is to show you how to get back in, how to get the whole thing back in when it's time to shoot. So I am running out of light here. So tomorrow I will show you how to put this back in. So forgive me if the lighting's a little bit different. Okay, we're back, and now we're about to put this beast Vinten Quattro back up into the row pack. But before I do that, first we want to do is we want to loosen. It's locked. In other words, the bottom's all the way down on the ground, so it doesn't move. Completely locked. So I want to unlock it again, and you turn this dial. And what we want to do is get it, and it may try to run away from me, but I'm going to unlock it all the way. Having it unlocked all the way, makes it easier to get up and down the ramp. And the other thing I want to talk about really quickly is you noticed in the last couple of takes that we were constantly kind of shimmying the ped around, and it's heavy. So I want to show you a quick trick. So I'm going to turn this back to the wheels control, and then I have a button here which allows me to either crab or to only have one wheel turn. So right now I have it in the one wheel turning mode. And so instead of trying to muscle it and turn it, I'm going to turn the wheel. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to turn the wheel, and now I have one wheel turning. And so what I want to do is I want to get one of the sides to come up first, so we don't have both legs coming up on the one side. So I want to turn it, and I'll have to maneuver it a little bit here. And turn it back. So this way makes it a lot easier, and I don't have to muscle it. Now I'm going to switch it back. As soon as I get it in the right situation, I'm going to switch it back to crab, and that way I can move the whole thing, and then I'll set it so our nose is coming up here right in the middle. So now our ped is, the skirt is all the way up, and we are now ready to lift it onto the ped. I got my son here to help us, so William, if you lift that from the front, and then I'll push, bring it up onto the, oh, let me get the, sorry, wheels are out, ready, go. There we go, and then I'll push, let's bring it up, then you'll have to lift it up over that. 1, 2, 3, go. Good, good. Again, this really is the two-man job, getting it back up, even though you saw me do it with one. Ready? Go. Go. There we go. Now we're back in. Thank you, William. And now that I got it back in, I'll situate it in the center, and I will turn my dial back so I can lock it and bring it down. Okay, we're ready to put the sides on now. Hopefully you have all 8 of your keys in your hand. Hopefully you don't lose them. And then I already made this point, but please make sure that the pedestal is locked all the way. In other words, the skirt's all the way down on the ground. If it's not locked, it's going to really move around in the crate. And once it's in there, you don't really need to strap it or anything. You can strap it, but it fits in there pretty tight, and it's so heavy that you shouldn't have a problem. So let me go ahead and start putting the sides on. I'm going to put these sides on first. You can see these have a higher wall. They have to go on first. So let me go ahead and do that. And they should just go straight down in. And we'll put the keys right in there. 1, 2, and let's make sure this doesn't fly down and slap the ped. We'll get the second one right in there. Okay, now we're ready for the front and the back. And then remember, with the front and the back, we do have a similar problem as taking it off. We do need some clearance, so I'm going to push this ped all the way forward so I can get the back wall on. And we'll just bring this on the inside and push it forward, lean it forward a little bit. And then we got our keys. 1, 2. Keys in, and now we can lock the sides together so we're not flopping around here. And we'll go put the front one on. And then again, we do have that issue of the ped being too close, so I will push it all the way forward. There we go. And it is a little easier to put these on than get off, because instead of taking the keys out, we're putting the keys in, which is much easier than digging them out. There's the last key. Bring her back. And we are all now set with our walls. Last thing we have to do is put the top on. But before I put the top on, I just want to make one quick point. When you do receive equipment from us, a lot of times there'll be other things in the crate. You'll have a nitrogen tank, regulator, risers, maybe another head. They'll all be strapped in. So we appreciate it if you can strap them back in on the way back, and I will go ahead and put the top on. Okay, when you're putting the top on, just remember that the crate is not actually square, it's 48 by 45, so make sure you have it in the right situation. And sometimes if it's really hot or really cold, you may need to take a mallet to make sure it's on. Feel free to hit it with a mallet. You're also welcome to drill holes in the sides of the crates if you need to rig anything in there or strap it. We drill holes, keep the holes around 5/8 or somewhere around that size. But anyway, if you need to rent any type of camera support gear, anything that goes under the camera, pedestals, heads, dolly, track, please give me, Jon Schneider, a call anytime. Love to help you with your next rental. And again, thank you very much for watching this video.